Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a garden and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And today I want to talk to you guys about the line that Sumire said in Boruto chapter 70 about her fearing that Amado had given Kawaki the karma for his own specific purposes. Now, anyone who's been a longtime viewer of the channel and a part of this community know that we as a community are convinced that Amado is sus. We're going down with that ship. It's been very convenient that every single time a major situation pops up, that this man has answers that he never thought to share before then, and by waiting to share the info, he's increased his value to Konoha because they need him now more than ever before. However, that Sumire line is our biggest indication yet that Amado has bigger plans for Kawaki and he can't afford to allow anything to happen to him. In Boruto chapter 70, he pretty much confirms this by telling Shikamaru, I cannot allow you to bring Kawaki here to the battlefield because if I were you and if I was in your position, I use it as an excuse to have Kawaki die fighting against Code. While Shikamaru did say that Amado crossed the line, he didn't flat out deny anything that Amado was saying, which is something that Amado would have picked up on. Shikamaru was hoping for a mutual destruction of the two characters because nobody can stop Kawaki right now. So why is it that Amado is so keen on keeping Kawaki alive and having his karma continue to develop despite not housing Ishiki's soul inside of it anymore? Well, I believe there are two legitimate answers to this if we stay on the side of the fence that Amado is secretly being evil. Now, the first comes to me via one of my patrons who got this idea from listening to a video I did last month on the mythology of the Otsutsuki clan explained, in particular the mythology that was dealing with Ishiki Otsutsuki, and the second is a theory that ironically can be traced back to Japanese folklore, which is something that Masashi Kishimoto tends to borrow very heavily from as a writer. So starting with the first one, my patron said that Amado could be using Kawaki to develop his powers in order to make a second Ishiki Otsutsuki, only one that can actually be controlled by Amado, which is something that Code himself thought was the case when he saw Kawaki's karma activate and his karma stage 3 transformation as he began to tap into that true essence of karma. The reason being is that when you look at the mythology of that character who inspired Ishiki, there's a particular ability that the character has that will be of extreme interest to Amado, which is going to be that ability to grant wishes. If you recall, back when Jigen was being treated by Amado following that brutal beatdown that he gave to Naruto and Sasuke, Jigen told Amado that the time would soon come when everyone's wishes would be granted. Now, as I pointed out numerous times here on this channel, especially once Ishiki debuted, his character was patterned after Isshin Boshi, which is the folklore dealing with the one-inch man, who in Japanese folklore possess a wish-granting mallet. And if you look at Ishiki's body, you'll actually see the appearance of the mallet itself on Ishiki's body. Now, obviously, there have to be limitations to what wishes can be granted. If it were that easy, Ishiki could have just made a wish to find a human who is compatible with the karma, or wished himself to be an Otsutsuki god, or he could have wished for a chakra fruit to have already been cultivated. That means that there are certain laws that are bound with his ability to grant wishes. This wouldn't be the first time that something so overpowered comes with limitations in the Naruto franchise. Now, you might be asking, what does this have to do with Kawaki? Well, I'll break it down for you further. So, Kawaki's true essence of karma gives him the mastery of all powers and abilities of the Otsutsuki who gave it to him, i.e. Ishiki Otsutsuki, which means that if there was a wish-granting power, which it appears that there is, given Jigen's words to Amado about granting wishes, Amado was likely hoping to monitor Kawaki's progress and guide him towards a full mastery so he can take advantage of that wish granting power. The reason being is that whatever wish that Amado wanted to have granted was big enough that he was willing to cross a lot of moral lines. Amado is not a good person. He conducted human experiments on the car inner members and on children like Kawaki and Code, pumping their bodies full of ninja tech. The ones who were unlucky in the experiments ended up like Garo, who we saw was disfigured and brutally altered during this battle with Kawaki, whereas you have the car inner members like Victor, who maintain a smooth human-like appearance despite having ninja tech implanted into their bodies on a cellular makeup. He was willing to take orders from Jigen, the vessel of Ishiki Otsutsuki, and Jigen also literally had Ishiki Otsutsuki living inside of his body. He staged a 5D chess move in order to get Kawaki freed. Jigen killed, Ishiki reborn, Ishiki killed again, and to have Kawaki get the karma seal placed onto him. Anyone willing to go through that much planning and to think that far in advance had to have a real motive behind it. Well, my patron believes that Amado wants Kawaki to gain full mastery of that power so he can grant the wish to have his dead daughter being brought back to life. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider that the Boruto Naruto Next Generation story and really everything from Naruto Gaiden to the one-shot manga Kishimoto drew about Mitsuki's origin story and the Boruto manga itself, it's a story about parents and children, so that does make sense. But my question is, what would be the trade-off? In the Naruto world, jutsu that can bring back the dead to life, it usually comes at the cost of the caster's life. Chiyo's jutsu cost her life when she revived Gar. The Rini rebirth was first presented to us as being dependent on chakra levels, but Obito, Minato, Madara, Zetsu, and the 4th Naruto data book later stated that it was a life for life jutsu, which means that that whole chakra nonsense was something that they fed to Nagato so he would be willing to use the jutsu. Nagato just didn't use it in the manner Obito planned for him to do so, but in the data book, it stated that the caster brings the souls back from the Pure Land, and in exchange, they cast their own soul into the Pure Land to complete the equivalent exchange, i.e. the caster dies. If Kawaki does have this power, he's going to need a miracle like Obito to survive such a thing, which is a reminder, the only reason Obito survived was Zetsu literally said that he was sustaining Obito's life force. Now, that could be the case, but that brings me to my second suggestion, which is the whole deal with the Yokai Theory. Now, as I discussed on the video where I talked about Amado potentially having Otsutsuki DNA, one of the things I mentioned was the folklore dealing with the creature Ameno Jaku, which is a creature in Japanese folklore that is famous for using deception and temptation to kill children and to wear their skins, specifically after getting invited into their homes. This is where I think that we have a lot of likelihood here, but let's dive a little deeper so you see why. So Amado referred to Kawaki's karma as being a weaponized karma back when he was trying to talk to Kawaki into accepting the karma, and he did so in the following scenario. Your body is a vessel that is the house for Ishiki. The power of Ishiki is inside of your body. That's going to be the furniture. Ishiki, the owner of the house, is now dead, and the karma seal's gone from your body, which means that the owner is now gone, he's not returning, and there's no key to open up the door to get to the house to use the furniture, i.e. the power Ishiki Otsutsuki. Even though their owner's dead, the furniture's still in the house. Amado offered to give Kawaki another karma so he could access that power, using karma as a key to enter into that figurative house, if you will. With the Ameno Jaku, they trick children into open up doors to their homes. They brutally kill the children, and then they wear their skins. They use deception and temptation to make people give in to their deepest and darkest desires and darkest impulses. Right now, Amado has done just that if you look at the manga. He's tricked Kawaki into getting the karma seal in a way that is fitting of an Ameno Jaku yokai. He just implanted Kawaki's karma onto him. He then watched as Kawaki was placed into a situation where he was highly emotional as he ran away from Konoha, was pushed to his brink by Code, which adds to his desperation, and then his deepest desire to protect Naruto caused Kawaki to awaken his karma seal, which is just as Amado would have planned to have happened. The figurative door has now been opened. The only thing left is for the Ameno Jaku, in this case Amado, to walk right in and wear the skin of the child, who in this case would be Kawaki. Is Kawaki's karma actually a way for Amado to take control of Kawaki, i.e. wear his skin? I don't think it's that crazy, especially if Amado got the idea from studying karma while being Jigen's scientist. Karma, when it hits 100% extraction, resurrects the Otsutsuki from death. What if this specific scientific karma continues to do some type of extraction, and thus results in Amado gaining control of Kawaki, giving double meaning to his phrase of a weaponized karma. I don't think that this is crazy. In fact, I don't think either theory is crazy. I think this might be a situation where there's a little bit of truth to both of these, but I want to know from both of you guys, which of these do you think is right, or do you think that this scenario where both of these might end up having bits of truth in them? Let me know down in the comment section below, but as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.